So let's talk a little bit about, this Ja Morant situation.
Yeah.
You dropped a song for Ja called 12 recently.
Yeah.
So what advice would you give to Ja about not getting caught up in this rap culture?
I mean, I don't even think it's rap culture. It seemed like Ja caught up in ignorant street culture. I can't just contain that to rap, even though I said in the song it plays a part in it. Yeah. I think as a 23, 24-year-old young man, I don't know what that's like to be the $200 million man at that age. When I was 23, I was trying to have sex all day and go to the club, and like write a rap. Like I don't know what that's like. So I can't fully just say, oh, bro, you wrong, you this, you stupid, you that, woo, because he's still learning. And he's still trying to figure out things for himself, and he's probably around people who haven't fully figured out what's going on. So from how I seen it, the first time when I seen the situation, I'm like, bro, tripping. Then the second time, it's just like, all right, bro, you just don't even care at this point. Like you trying to get kicked out the league. So I was sitting there thinking about it, and I was just thinking about all of the Ja Morants I know. Right? So when I wrote the song, I haven't released the full song. Yeah. I only released the part where I talk to Ja. But in the beginning of the song, there's a first verse where I talk about a friend of mine whose dad voluntarily threw him in the streets because his dad was scared to do shit that the kid wasn't. So he ended up having to go sit down for the next 40 years of his life. He's sitting down. A story he was telling me was about someone else he knows who dad lived a good life, lawyer, suburban kid, but he was inspired by the streets. And he would go do all these things and run around. So he got in the car with some dudes one day. They jumped out the car when they got pulled over, ran, left him in the car. One of them left a gun under the seat. He went to jail. After I rapped what I rapped to Ja, I say, the story I told before about the 9-year-old with 30 and little bro who got framed, they share the same cell and they love watching your games and you acting like them when you who they wish they became. So it's a whole twist to it to say you're embodying shit that is costing people their life when you are one that is a great example of to not go down that path. So why portray that path when that's not the way you live it?
It goes back to the underground rap. It is cool to be bottom.
Yep.
Right? It's like when you got people running, I was like, oh yeah, you got millions, but you corny.
Yeah.
But I got millions.
You trying to downplay my millions with the word corny.
Yeah, like
because you don't like my socks. Or how high I wore my sweats.
It just that's what really makes, when you talk about hip hop, right? You're talking about, even though like when people talk about the gun thing, I'm like, with me, I never touched no gun, never shot the shit, never done none of it, right? That's like, I'm not gonna pretend that I was trying to be tough.
But that don't mean
I was stupid.
But that don't mean that you can't protect yourself.
Yeah, but that's what I said.
Now, was you tripping for bringing the joint in there probably that day?
No, that's just I'm stupid. That's the stupid shit, right? You know what I mean? And like even with Ja, like, trust me, I get it. You said it. At my age, I was in the club trying to get bitches and drink. Now all you do is you gotta add 200 million to it, and then that's where the dumb shit comes in.
See, I don't know what that's like.
Because once you got the money, you got, now it's better girls, more liquor, more. It's more, right? So when people look at it, it's like, why is he doing that? It's because this is the age of God mode. Most people don't get their money until they're getting older. He's no different than NBA YoungBoy, the Little Pumps. They're at an age where they feel invincible. That age, no matter what, you already feel invincible, right? You think you at the age you can whoop everybody, you can mack every girl. Now you throw all the money into fame. What?
Recipe for disaster.
What?
Nah,
you can't tell me nothing.
Can't tell me nothing. And it's like, to me, just watching him in the video, like, second time he did it, then I was watching the video, he was standing on top of the truck, and I just kept thinking like, bro, I don't want to record my homies this much. Like, if I'm really with my homies every day like this, I'm not pulling out the phone to just be like, yo, me and Gil back at it again, boy. It's like, people know you my homie.
Yep.
So why do I feel the need to continue to record you and show you all these things? So, like you were saying, you had said something earlier. You said most things happen with women and ego and money. And I would like to say one thing we could add to that now is the camera. You know, like that's one thing that's kind of tearing and exposing too much.
And it's weird for an athlete because we're the opposite. We're in the light so much that we like to play in the dark, right? So like we like to move in the dark. Most people that's in the light, so when you think about KD, when you think about Steph, Devin Booker, Kawhi Leonard, Luka, like you don't see these people in out, right? Even though they still have regular lives because they're trying to blend in because there's 22,000 people, 80, like that the NBA athlete is in an arena, 20-something thousand people every other day, right? So when we go out, we don't want to be seen, right? So when you're sitting there with the camera all day, it's like, I know that's with you, but you too cool to tell them like, yo, put the camera away, man. Come on, bro. Like as much as I know you want to say it, because you're on TV every day, so you don't need Instagram. There's 245 people on that goddamn live. You know damn well you don't want to be on that live.
I think
Tell that motherfucker, man, put your phone away.
I think another problem with Ja too is what doesn't get spoken about enough is most of the time that these incidents happen with a gun or something, alcohol is involved. So it's never really, like you could tell every time he flashing that gun, he off that Casamigos. You know what I'm saying? He done had a few of them. So it's like, that's a conversation that should be had, but internally. You know what I mean? That's amongst him and his people to talk about. It's not up for us to say, you should move like this or you should do that. My rap was coming from the perspective of, bro, if I was your homie and we was sitting in the car, Ja, if I was your homie and we was sitting in the car, everything I said in that song is what I would have told you in that car.